Agile is an iterative process to deliver the project work. It's not only once, it's iterative, and we can change and fine-tune as we go. When the execution starts, we already obviously have a good idea of what we'll be doing. So it's usually a very large chunk of work that we've agreed to work on. So we went through our initiation. So we had the go-ahead of the project, let's say it's to deliver software. Planning, we have the go-ahead, we have the high-level requirements on what we want, the type of software or the type of or website or anything that we want. But we want to give ourselves the opportunity to be able to fine-tune how the software will be implemented, for instance. So in other words, it's more of recurring activities until we get it right. There's several requirements gathering during execution, but we might skip that one initially. We might go directly into design because we haven't started the loop yet. So we might go into design directly, and we do a first build, and we do a test internally. So this is a technical resource doing the test, and after we demo it to the client, and the client has a look at it, maybe do their own test as well, and then we implement the first draft. We've really implemented into the production, so it's live. So we've done the first loop and the product is already live. So this is live, but there are also, instances when it could just be in a test environment somewhere, and then we keep working with the business in this test environment until they are happy and several loops have occurred, and then we can put it live. But if we just keep it to the scenario where we go live at every loop, I think it'd be easier to understand. Let's say we arrive in a second loop here, and the business want to change something, or they have something else in mind and they want to add it. So we do another bit of design, and we do another build, and we do another test demo, and then we implement again. The rule book says every 2 to 4 weeks, but it can be any length of time if you like, but usually quite close to each other. So they call that sprints. So every 2 to 4 weeks, a piece of code, a bit of a website, a small component is added based on the latest requirement gathering here. You go through the loop and you implement. You go through the loop and you implement. Now during design, build, and also test, the teams meet very frequently. They call that daily stand-ups, so they call that scrums, to review progress and get feedback. So the whole idea is very interactive between the business, between the business analyst, between the developer, and between the tester. So they all go in front of the whiteboard. What do we do for the next implementation here? And they obviously have a backlog, and they decide what they will do for this time, and they review what happened in the previous day and what they're planning to do the next day. So it's very interactive, if you like. So when you compare that with Waterfall, where you had just this big bang requirements, and after this big bang design, and so it's much more interactive. We see much more of the business, and the teams interact much more. So this is why if you also take Agile by the book, the business representative, the business analyst, the developer, and the tester, they should be in the same physical area. So this is just, I suppose, for by the book cases which don't always occur.